Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. My name is Yusuf, and I'm here with my co-host Adam.
What's up, guys? We are going to the Europa League quarterfinals. What
Let's go.
Wonderful 2-1 victory against Galatasaray with El Clasico coming up in about 3 days. I am just so enthused, right? I feel like you look at this game and, it wasn't exactly perfect, but to see the team go down 1-0, again, a corner set piece goal that, kind of was our downfall. But to see these young kids come back and kind of throw off some of the ghosts of our previous second leg away, European struggles was just so wonderful to see. Use. I mean, what did you think, right? Because you had missed the last game, right? You're away from the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So people want to know, how did you feel coming into this game based off our last performance? And then how did you feel about this Galatasaray game, the lineup, etc.?
Well, we played them in the first leg. We drew them 0-0. That was not something I expected. We've talked about the opportunity for our team to go have their ups and downs, and I thought maybe, hey, we struck a slight little downfall there, and then we came back in Osasuna. I missed that game, but it was a wonderful game. Everybody scoring. We looked very good, ball moving. But then coming into this game, I was worried that we might not learn from our mistakes from the first leg because we were getting countered left and right. And, I was kind of right in the beginning of this the first half, right? We struggled to close down gaps against their offense. They had early opportunities. Ter Stegen had a weird, had to shuffle the ball around and get it out of there in the back. And so I was scared at the first. And then you said they scored that corner. We're bad on set pieces. We're not able to close down spaces.
Sure.
Our team isn't coordinated enough.
And that
I was
links
really
in,
happy.
Right? Because let's go into the starting lineup. And we got Torres, Aubameyang, Traore up front. Then the classic midfield of Pedri, Busquets, Frenkie De Jong. The back line, Serginho Dest because Dani Alves is out. Erica Garcia, Pique, and Jordi Alba. And I bring up the starting lineup because there was a notable change, right? We had Erica Garcia instead of Ronald Araujo.
Sure.
And we saw early in that first half that Erica Garcia got kind of burned. Jordi Alba made a wonderful block to keep us in. And, what was on the top of my mind as I went into this game, and I posted on our Barca about this, I had two main things I wanted to see. One is I wanted to see Frenkie De Jong play more offensive because if you remember in that Galatasaray game, we had, Frenkie start for Busquets as that central defensive midfielder, and I felt like he was kind of neutered. And in that first half, you saw Frenkie De Jong get a nice, one-on-one with the goalkeeper that unfortunately he pushed wide, and then in the second half, he ultimately got the assist to Aubameyang for the winning goal. So I was happy to see that. I thought Xavi did a good job there in terms of going with tried and true Pedri, Busquets, Frenkie De Jong, and then as well, I might have wanted to see Dembele instead of Traore, but I thought it was good that we didn't put Xavi up on one of the wings because that doesn't really work out too well. But Eric Garcia, right, that's the big choice here that he made, and I almost was our downfall, right? It wasn't necessarily his fault in the corner because that was Ferran Torres' man that scored the goal, but I think there's this big debate in my head, and I see it on Twitter, and, there are so many social media personalities and just random fans all across the world who kind of move with the wind, right? We have a game where Eric Garcia starts and we do well. Oh, my God, Eric Garcia's, ability to facilitate the ball from the back is so vital to our offense that we have to start him over Araujo. Then you get Araujo in and you see him make some good stops, and then you see the claims, oh my God, Eric Garcia sucks at defending. Araujo is the one we had to go with. So what was what's your take on that Garcia Araujo difference, and then why do you think Xavi went with Garcia for this game?
Garcia for me has always been shaky. I don't trust him on defense. I think, we had so many problems in the past letting up so many goals. Our defense was shaky. Our defense is still not fully there yet, as we saw in that corner. But Garcia coming in, I never trust, especially in a game where we had leg one was 0-0 and we had to score in this game, and I knew the potential of Eric Garcia starting means it could be a possible goal, and it did happen, not his fault. But I think maybe the comments from Xavi previously about how Araujo had trouble getting the ball out of the back may have influenced his decision because we did need to have some goals scored in this game, so maybe he wanted that offense, maybe Garcia to facilitate that ball forward, get it through the midfield. But I do think if our midfield is strong enough, Pique and Araujo are able to facilitate it to the midfield, and the midfield can take it from there. Sure. A lot of times I feel like our center backs move forward anyway, so they're able to get the ball to the midfield without too much of a hassle. And I think, if we had Dani Alves, because obviously we don't have him for Europa League, he also does a good job of moving the ball forward. So I don't necessarily think Garcia is necessary overall to do that facilitating job.
Well, let's get into the first half because I think for me, there are two players who stand out, right? And they have, some interesting repercussions. The first one is Pedri, right? Like, what a gift from God or
My
the
boy,
gods,
the golden
right?
boy.
Like, what a wonderful, wonderful player. I mean, that first goal. It's funny because Pedri started the game a little bit shaky. I thought giving up the ball a little more than usual. He seemed a little bit rusty or either just a little bit hesitant. I mean, the Galatasaray fans, we must say, were very, very vocal. So vocal that they ended up throwing bottles at Jordi Alba, which was totally not cool. But, Pedri comes out and that first goal, man. I mean, Torres gets it to Frenkie De Jong. Frenkie De Jong gets it back to Pedri. And then Pedri just makes them all, he just jukes them all out, right? He just basically doesn't move. He's very patient. Such patience exhibited there. He waits for one guy to dive, waits for a second one, and then just slots it home. And I think, that was really the kind of, it tied us up 1-1, and that's what kind of gave the momentum back to us so that when the second half began, we were ready to go. I think for me also in that first half, and in the second half until his injury, Serginho Dest was really, really wonderful. I mean, just defensively, his ability to stop people. Offensively, he was able to carry the ball up and provide us, another aspect of attack, which I talked about on our last video about how important it is in this Xavi system to have, the right and left backs either come inwards or at least provide a way to get the ball forward to the wingers who are providing that width up front. And so that was amazing. But like you kind of said at the beginning of this video, the first half wasn't great. We give up that goal. For some reason, our players weren't really able to connect passes. There was an attempt for Aubameyang, it seemed like, to kind of drop deeper, get the ball, and then, with his back towards goal, pass it out to help, maybe move off the center backs, maybe make the midfield go towards him so we can open up some other passing lanes. And it really didn't work out that well, right?
Yeah, I just think we were unable to connect. We lost the ball in bad positions. We were chasing the ball and chasing the players, not being in a position to stop them regularly. And I think that changed in the second half. But, to go back slightly on that Dest point, I think he did wonderful defensively. And the fact that he may be injured and miss El Clasico is going to be really sad because it's going to be very unfortunate if we have to play Dani Alves against Vinny Jr. or whoever else they're going to kill us with, possibly. But, Dest was on that right wing or on the right back, and then he had Traore in front of him. And every time he pushed forward, I don't know what it was. It seemed there was a disconnect between him and Traore.
Well,
I don't know.
Certainly Traore and Ferran didn't have great first halves or even whole games,
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, Dest would come push forward, kick the ball out to Traore, and I don't think Traore is very good with just picking the ball up right where he is and then creating something. He needs a little more space to work with.
Exactly. I totally agree. I feel like what I've learned more and more is that Traore is really good when teams are going to let us play because then they can't just have, a parked bus with two players on him or where he gets the ball just at a standstill and has to create from there. Against that type of team, Galatasaray played this today. I think Dembele is doing a little bit better. And so, it's good that we have versatility amongst Dembele and Traore and who we can decide to put out there on the right side. But one thing I was happy about, right, moving to the second half is Xavi immediately made subs, right? That's something we had kind of criticized about Xavi, and we criticize about all coaches when things don't go right, that they're, making subs too late. But at halftime, we had Dembele come on for Adama, which, based off what I just said, seemed like the right choice. And 3 minutes after halftime, we get another great goal, right? We get multiple shots saved by Iñaki Peña, our guy out on loan, who again proved that, he definitely should come back to Barca and probably give competition to Ter Stegen. And then, Frenkie De Jong gets that header assist to Aubameyang, who puts it away. And, it highlights two big things. One is Aubameyang is just continuing to score, which is a revelation, right? Because Aubameyang was totally that type of player in the winter transfer window who had as equal of a shot to perform really bad as really well. And it was kind of always with Aubameyang, especially after his whole issue for the Africa Cup of Nations and with Arsenal, where he didn't mentally seem like he was in the right place to play. He seems to have corrected it, which is awesome. And then, like I started this video out with, my goal and what I wanted to see from the team, especially, was Frenkie De Jong in a more offensive mindset. And he had that breakaway in the first half, almost a one-on-one. He was in the box there, ready to give that assist pass, so unselfish from Frenkie De Jong, and Aubameyang put it away.
Yeah, you know what I like about that point too is with the fact that Frenkie is pushing forward, it when the team is parking the bus, it causes chaos when the attackers push forward, right, and have opportunity in the box. Because a lot of times when they park the bus, I feel like we move the ball up really slow. We're trying to work our way from outside the box, the corners, and push something in with maybe like one person trying to get a header like Luke De Jong or Aubameyang or whoever else is in there. But it doesn't work out because they just have too many men in the box covering everything. But when you have that chaos, Ferran Torres trying to take a shot, it's getting deflected, it's coming off, and then you have Frenkie in the perfect position to header it. Aubameyang's in the perfect position, both onside, because obviously you're having them park the bus, so they have the onsides for you, as well as, you know, the lines depending on the situation. But it doesn't matter. I really enjoy that we didn't seem like we were just being lackadaisical and sitting outside the box and just hoping something would be created magically.
I mean, that's the whole...
we forced it.
That's Xavi ball, right? That's something I talked actually a lot about in our last episode, which is when I was solo, is that, you know, the team has multiple angles of attack, and it just seems like people are always making runs, and our team is getting a more instinctual understanding of where people are going to run even before, you know, they receive the ball. And we saw that a lot in the beginning of the second half. And then, you know, Serginho Dest goes down. He makes a wonderful slide tackle that could have saved a scary opportunity around the 56th minute. And we put in Araujo. You know, again, Araujo, I love him as a center back. As a right back, sometimes he lacks the pace needed. You know, nothing against him. It's just he's just not like that fast. And so they had a little bit more of a chance to attack us, right? Like the last 25 minutes was really a game of them just playing pretty dirty with some bad fouls. The ref was awful. He was always somehow hitting the ball and like causing disruption in play. You have Jordi Alba getting, you know, things thrown at him from the fans because he was, you know, delaying a little bit in his throw-in, which I love, by the way. Jordi Alba is the type of player who you hate if you are not a fan of his team. You hate a Jordi Alba type, but if he's on your team, you got to love him. I thought he was good defensively today. And, you know, the one thing I think our team did really good is that we kept the ball in that last 10, 15 minutes, right? Like Galatasaray were set up. They wanted to counter us. And, you know, you get exposed on a counter when you go all out for a goal to seal the game. And our team was pretty smart. We didn't go forward with too many people in a way that would be dangerous on the counter. We kind of held the ball. We made a good attempt to keep possession, which, sure, in some sense, you don't want to see Barca playing a hold the possession and the game against Galatasaray normally, but with so many young players and with a big comeback, I thought I was totally happy with how we ended the game. Do you have any other thoughts about how the last 20-30 played out?
No, I'm just happy we fought to the end, to be honest, and we did a good job. We played smart. We played calm. We didn't let our previous history affect us. We didn't look we didn't look nervous, I would say. And that was a big problem I think we had. But I'm happy with the result. We're moving forward. It doesn't matter. We put that, behind us. And then what we really have to look forward to here is El Clasico this Sunday.
I'm scared, man. If we don't have Dest and we put Dani Alves against Vinicius, that's scary. If we decide to put Araujo as that right back, and then we put Eric Garcia and maybe Lenglet.
Well, we might not have Pique.
Hurt, right? If we have Eric Garcia up against Karim Benzema on the form he's in after that hat trick against PSG, that does not sound good. But, looking to the Europa League, we'll have a draw soon, so Yus and I will definitely be making a video after the Clasico as well as about the Europa League draw. We just saw Sevilla and Betis get kicked out of the Europa League in extra time. So we got a good opportunity here, Yus. We just really need the team to continue improving, and, hopefully Serginho Dest and Pique will be okay. But with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate the support. Please smash that subscribe button. We're really trying to hit 500 subs in the month of March. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys.